This team overall's biggest asset is its talent. It's a very talented ball club. The biggest detriment we have, we're a very young ball club. So we got to find that balance. We got to be able to exploit the talent that we got and to nurture the inexperience that we have to bring it along in a balanced manner. We're deep on the mound. We're very solid in the infielding positions. We've got good outfielders, and we're going to hit the ball, I think, pretty doggone well. So the real story of this team is how to mix the experience, the lack of experience, with the skill level that we have.
You have a challenging schedule ahead of you this season with 3 teams ranked in the top 20 in the preseason included in your non-conference schedule. Talk a little bit about that.
We wanted to build a tough schedule. We feel like we've got a good young ball club and they need to be fire tested. And our philosophy is to have a very good competitive non-conference schedule so that when we get into the Atlantic Suns games that we're prepared to play. So they're on the schedule, and we'll go out and measure ourselves and find out how we need to get better and go from there.
And immediately to start your schedule, you have your team opening up in tournaments at Southern Mississippi and at Arizona. Talk a little bit about immediately going on the road and testing your
Well, that's probably poor scheduling, but seriously, we feel like that it'll be a great challenge for us to go down and pick up 4 games in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The folks down at Southern Miss have been up here a couple of times to play. We owed them a trip. So we're going down and play a couple of games with them and a couple of games with Central Arkansas. Come home, practice for a few days, and then fly out to Tucson, Arizona, and go to perhaps the most historic field in all of college softball, Hildebrandt Stadium, and get measured out there against 4 good teams.
Now, among your returnees for this season are preseason All-Atlantic Sun Conference selections, Jessica Cross and Ashley Burkett, with Cross being named the preseason player of the year. Tell me a little bit about their play from last year and what you look for from them this year.
Well, I mean, Cross is not a surprise. I mean, Cross is probably the most feared hitter in the A-Sun. She hits the ball harder and farther than anybody. She had a great year last year with the bat, and she deservingly was named the preseason player of the year, but it's really about who's the player of the year at the end of the year, not the start of the year. So we'll wait and see how that works out for her. Burkett had a great year as a freshman, swung the bat really well, played a good, nice game of defense, and we're hoping that she can build upon that and have even a little bit bigger year this year. But they're both most deserving of the awards they got, of the preseason honors they got.
And along with Ashley Burkett, who was named the A-Sun's Freshman of the Year last season, you have Sharon Swanson and Abby Mikesell returning. They also earned all-freshman honors in the conference last season. Is it important for you and your coaching staff to re-emphasize the importance of improvement and focus for sophomores who've done so well as freshmen?
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Just in practice on our grease board in the locker room, I put a big 0 up on the board, and they said, "What is that about?" I said, "That's how many games we've won this year. It all starts over." We had a nice year last year. It wasn't a great year, but it was a nice year. But it all starts over now. We're 0-0. We got to go out and we got to reestablish ourselves and reprove ourselves and remeasure ourselves, and that's what we're going to do.
Now, Kat Tarvin is back after missing the 2010 season with an injury after having a good freshman season in 2009. Describe the impact that her return will have on your pitching staff.
Well, on the pitching staff, it's great to have a left-handed arm in the rotation, and that's what Kat brings us. But Kat brings more than that. She brings positive energy. She brings leadership. She brings character to the dugout. And Kat being back in the dugout this year is going to be huge for us.
Tell me a little bit about your newcomers this season and what you expect them to bring to the squad.
Well, I really think that our 2 key newcomers are our junior college transfer shortstop, Lindsey Vollmer, from out at Paradise Valley Community College in Scottsdale, Arizona. Played for the very fine coach Nick Candrea there. She's going to add some presence and stability in the middle of our infield. And then our rookie pitcher, Amanda Henderson from down in Covington, Georgia at Eastside High School. She's going to do a great job for us and add some depth to our pitching rotation. She's going to pitch some important innings this year.
Now, with the addition of Amanda and also with Kat Tarvin returning, you now have 5 pitchers on your staff coming into the spring. Is there a certain amount of competitiveness that the 5 of them have trying to earn circle time?
Well, all 18 of them are competitive. They all want to play. They all work hard in practice to try to catch the coach's eyes. But the pitching staff is unique in the fact that we have 5 pitchers in the rotation, 5 pitchers that may want innings, and I'm sure it adds a little extra to them. But they're working very well as a unit. They're not going to be worried about each other's ERAs nearly as much as they are the staff's ERA. They're not going to be worried about their individual one-loss records as they are the team's one-loss record.
And of your 7 newcomers, 2 of them, in Sarah Sykes and Lindsey Valmer, they already have experience at the collegiate level. How has that helped them transition to Kennesaw?
Well, I should have talked about Sykes when we were talking about the newcomers. Sarah's a very gifted outfielder that we recruited quite hard when she came out of Chapel Hill High School a couple of years ago. She opted to go to another school first, was, for whatever reason, unhappy there, decided to come home. And we're very glad that she is. She'll help us in the top of our batting order, and she'll help us in the middle of our outfield.
And last season, just talking about that for a minute, was your first in which you were eligible for the postseason since moving up to Division I. Describe some of the differences you experienced this past season trying to get to postseason play, as opposed to the forward during transition when you were just focused on the regular season.
Well, last year we were excited about getting to the conference tournament, and we played pretty well early in it. I think the head coach put us in the losers bracket way too early by making some bad decisions late in the Stetson game, but he's learned a little bit from that, and he won't make that mistake anymore. And the team is looking at this year not like it's year 2 or not like it's our second time around or how much we learned. We're looking at this season very much as the fact this is who we are, this is what we are, this is our season now, and we're going to approach and attack it that way. We're not really we're building off some of the things we learned from last year, but that's not really what's motivating us.
And in particular, a lot of your returnees, having seen the postseason, having been to the ASUN tournament, are they even hungry to get back there now that they know what's possible?
Well, yeah, I think they're very hungry to get back, particularly not finishing the conference tournament the way we wanted to finish it last year. So, yeah, they're hungry. They're hungry about a lot of things, though. They're a pretty motivated group, and they're a confident group. And I hope their confidence and their hunger helps make up for a little of the inexperience that we have, because we are still very young.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. This is clearly the best team that we've had on paper since we've made the jump up to Division I. This team is a very, very talented and gifted team. It's got some balance to it. There's a lot of people in the lineup that put the bat on the ball. But again, the biggest question mark we have is how will the inexperienced players hold up over a 56-game schedule, and that's what we're going to try to find out.